I didn't have to call off with 9s.
I'm not mad at it.
That's when variance is just gonna dick slap you in the face. Those wild dingbats.
God love him. Level 5 was not kind to me. I ran a really bad bluff.
He's not wrong.
Never see you smile, but it doesn't make me mad. I miss a while, but it doesn't make me bad. And I stroke your ego, cause I like the way it grows. Baby, if you love me, you'll become a better man.
Okay, so good morning. We're here at the lodge. We're going to be entering the monthly Monster 500K and try the final table again. Good luck, guys. Okay, so we're 4 levels in. We've chipped up to 55K. We've played pretty solid. We picked up kings and jacks, and we're able to make value off of those hands. We got into one hand blind v blind with a king 6 suited, where we chose to bet the turn line. We should have checked give up, and then we were forced to fire a third bullet and were caught by a pair. So yeah. And then the other hand I lost that was of any significance, I paid off a straight with 2 pair. So we're not too mad about that. On to the next.
Unfortunately, I run into aces and bust my first bullet around 3 p.m. So I decide to wait until 5 p.m. to fire again. I'll just take a break, even though I've had a really long day. The 5 p.m. flight is small. There are only 46 entries at the close of registration. All these flights were small. This event did overlay, which means only 6 players are gonna bag my flight. I do manage to make the final table, but I'm super short. I've been playing since 11 a.m. I woke up for spin at 7. It's now 2 a.m. And with 8 players left, I get the dream call short. Unfortunately, there's a 10 in the window. I turn 1,000,000 outs. Rats. Okay, so let's talk about the live stream. I have a love-hate relationship with live streams because I love that, you know, appearing on these live streams is gonna help me get exposure and build my platform, gonna get some little attention, get to be in the spotlight, but I hate how nervous they make me. For this one in particular, I was super stoked to play this lineup. The Queen of Felt, Juliet, is a good friend of mine who I've known for over a year and we've played together before. I was excited to meet Lily, who I followed for a long time. I know she's, you know, a jet setter, a traveler, and a really, you know, strong player that plays a lot of hands. So I was excited to meet her. I was excited to play with Andrew again, of course, who I had played with before. But unfortunately, I was also very nervous. I wore a dress, which we'll get into that later. I think I did some things right. I played the I played the ace queen hand well. Got to showdown with ace queen high and was correct. I played the pocket deuces hands.
Deuces for Caitlin, the Ducks. Quack.
3 players should flop. Jimmy, bluff it. If you can get Nick from Yuma here, I'd love to see it, but we've tried. It doesn't happen.
For Caitlin, and it's top pair for Notorious TJ. Close your eyes. Open-ended for Lily. Action flop indeed.
175.
Everybody's coming along here. Danger Will Robinson for all.
TJ's gonna.
I mean, I won the pot, but unfortunately I was a live tell box and I snap shoved, making it impossible for TJ to call me with top pair. And then I talked because I'm stupid. I did make a correct fold to Nimi's 4-bet, but I did also undersize my 3-bet, but that ended up working out in my favor since I had to fold to the 4-bet. There was a spot where I should have let 7s go on the flop and I chose to float them for one more street. Those are just like little mistakes that add up. There was also another spot where I should have bet 4-5 suited out of position to Jay's late open, but I chose to just flat, and then I turned a flush that was no good. Fortunately, another diamond came on the river, so I was able to get away from it, but I could have that was a spot where I just could have taken it down pre and let nerves get the best of me. There was another spot where I could have found a bluff on the turn. A gutter came in for me, I had a pair, but instead I chose to fold. And had I gone for it, I would have rivered trips. So, still a little sore about that one. The 10-8 spade hand. These are probably the hands that people are gonna think I'm most embarrassed about, or like, but I wouldn't change anything on that hand. I'm never gonna get sad getting caught with 10 high. I think a lot of people think women aren't capable of bluffs. So when I get exposed like this, that's That's more than okay. So good call, Lexo, but also terrible call. Why are you calling there? Ace king on the board. You call me king. Okay, whatever. Flush came in. Okay, whatever. Towards the end, I'm getting extremely frustrated because I'm losing the VPIP game. We were playing 2 bounty games. One for the lowest VPIP had to pay out a $50 bounty to everyone, and the stand-up game, everyone had to pay a $50 bounty for. So if you lose both those games, it was like $800-900. So I was getting very frustrated, couldn't find a spot, couldn't flop a hand. I pick up 10s towards the end. I think, oh, I got it. And unfortunately, Jay flops 2 pair and turns boat, so that's all she wrote for that one. And then mercifully at the very end, I do not end up losing the stand-up game because Lexo doesn't end up going for the queen high bluff on the river. He correctly intuited that I was probably desperate and frustrated enough to call off with bottom pair, which I think I was. So all in all, I'm not like in love with my performance. I think it was one of my, definitely in the last 6 months, probably one of my weaker performances, but you know, there are a lot of spots I have to examine, to go over, and not only know that I made the mistakes, but why I made them, so that hopefully as I continue to grow and get better, I won't make them anymore. That's all we're gonna talk about that stream. Good Lord.
Good morning. I'm here for the ladies event. It starts in half an hour. A little ham on the faux freckles today. But I don't know how much fun I am gonna be to play with because I am slightly hungover, drank a little more tequila than I should have last night for no other reason other than I needed a break. So that was fun. But also now I'm hungover and I'm on my period. So we're dragging ass today.
So here we go, ladies event. We'll stack out at level 4. I had queens against queen 9 suited. Miraculously it holds. Okay, so once upon a time, I won a hand with aces. I'm sitting on good big blinds. I open, the big blind chooses to defend, and then the big blind chooses to lead out on a king high board. I don't think they do that with a straight or a set, so I go ahead and call, thinking I'm still ahead. They lead again for an even smaller size. I go ahead and make the call. On the river, I make a set, and the big blind checks to me. So I go ahead and try to get value. I'm beating 2 pair. I bet 6K. They call and table king 10 off. Scoop the pair. Okay, and the hand before that, I actually won with 3-4 offsuited because I'm crazy. The action limped around to me in the big blind. Against the same player, I take 3-4 offsuit 5 ways. That's Texas heads up. I flop open-ended. It checks around to the hijack, who bets 1,500. There's another call, 2 calls behind, and so I decide to race to 8K because I'm deranged. One friend calls, 10 on the turn, and I have nothing to do but shove all into the mess I've created. And mercifully, she does find a fold, and I am lucky to be alive.
Oh, Sammy!
Power of the purple, we're ready to go. Good luck.
Thank you. A second, Brian.
Okay, but yeah, you're winning still.
We made the final table.
Did we just make the final? Did we just make the final table? We made the final table. She got chips, y'all. She got piles. Mama playing good. I'm gonna have it cut out for me. You're afraid to see him? What the heck? Queen. Nope. Nice game.
Here, congratulations.
Yesterday, I got second in the ladies tournament. Those wild dingbats, God love them. They chopped 6-handed after I got eliminated in 7. Didn't even wait for me to leave the cage. God, I respect it. They got me good. They got me so good. So I just went over my stream performance with my coach. So how he started the conversation, and like, this is how you know you're just like up shit's creek, right? How my coach began the conversation was, you have a beautiful personality. Oh, Oh, shit. What did I... Oh. You have that beautiful a compliment. You know you're about to... I want to be great at poker. And people didn't like me when I was a bitch. 100% people don't like the bitch. Or a very select few. A big thing my coach confronted me about was caring too much about what other people think and trying to and all that, and he's not wrong. Okay, y'all. So I'm feeling a little down because I stone bubbled the flight yesterday. That sucked. I got 8th out of 46, only 6 bagged, so that really sucked. So I want to feel better before my cash game tonight, so I'm gonna go buy a new fish. Come with me. So I think it's really important to take care of yourself and treat yourself, especially during downswings. You should not only reward yourself for the hard work you're putting in when you're winning, but also when you're losing. Yesterday, not bagging that tournament, you know, I really did everything I could. I stayed disciplined. I woke up, I work out, I meditated twice, you know, and so on days like that, I just really like to treat myself. So I'm gonna get a new hippo tang because as those of you who follow me on Instagram, you know that my hippo tang committed suicide, which was devastating because I didn't even know he was unhappy. And then today when I was talking to Hunter, the aquarist who helps me and mentors me along my reefing journey, was like, I've never heard of a hippo tank jumping out the back of a tank. And I was
I've had more clownfish jump out than tanks.
So we got a new baby little hippo tang. He's so cute. We got a snail to help us with our algae growth. And then we also just got like a fun piece of coral for us, like a nice little showpiece, because the little brainy coral that I have has been doing really well. So we're gonna give him a friend. Y'all, our family's growing.
New fish for the family. Now we float him for 15 minutes to acclimate him.
This vlog is gonna end very similarly to the previous one in that I covered all those tourney losses with a cash win. I think I may have to show y'all some cash sessions next week because I'm capable of some stuff.